Hi, thank you for checking out this video. If you watched my intro video at all, I told you I was going to show you how I made a rustic candle holder out of our old Christmas tree. So here we go. This was our Christmas tree that we had from last year. It's been sitting in the garage drying for the last 10 months, and I limbed the tree right after Christmas last year, put the branches in the compost so that the needles could drop off and maybe add some nitrogen to our compost pile. I didn't want to throw it away and I didn't want to burn it in the fire pit. So I decided I was just going to make a candle holder out of it. So I'm just going to show you guys how I did that. Super simple and easy. So hope you enjoy it and maybe you can do one of these on your own. So I just roughly measured how long I wanted it to be and cut it down. The first thing I did was took it to the table saw, and safety first, I did a few dry runs. I know that a lot of people are probably going to pick apart how I did this. The first is going to be my wife, but did some dry runs, so I was 100% confident that I could just run this across on the table saw to get a base for the candle holder. And if I wasn't confident that that was going to work, I would have used something else, either a jig or something to make sure that I got a flat base, or just used a hand saw to take care of that. But then I went ahead and just clamped it onto the table. I've got these, wood clamps that keep it from marking up the ends of the project. So and I bought this old hand drill for $5 and decided I was going to use it for this project. It took me just a little bit of finagling and I got it to work like new. So that's what I used. I used a 1 3/8 bit. You'll see here in a little bit. I did a few test runs several months ago to when I decided I was going to start the project, and I don't know if I used a different size drill bit or if I use this one, but I was able to get the T lights to go into this project. And when I did it this time, it wasn't working. And so I kind of had to finagle it. I'll show you how I did that here in a little bit. Just eyeballed the where I wanted the T lights to go. You'll see here, I'm just going to speed up the video. I just started off pretty simply. I didn't want to tear anything out. I didn't want to tear the bark of the tree. Like I said, I'm using an 1 3/8 bit, and just clean that up a little bit. I'm gonna vacuum this up here, make sure I keep the project clean. But then you're gonna see I'm gonna put the T light on there, and it's not fitting. So it took me a little bit. I was getting frustrated, but I tried to make it a little bit bigger. Couldn't get it to fit, and you'll see what I did. But the big thing here was I didn't want to tear the project, and I'm going to be super careful here because of the bit that I'm using. I also happen to be that the T lights that I'm using are the exact depth of that drill bit, which is pretty convenient. So as you see here, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Very uh, smooth passes on this. I don't want to tear the bark at all, and I didn't want to tear the fibers. So the first few passes are just very delicate. Then when I get into the project a little bit more, when I get into the drilling, um, it was a little different from each hole. The fibers were a little different, so I was putting just some very light pressure on here. And I'll speed the video up again here just to, you know, pass the time. But you'll see that when I'm starting to drill into it, I'm getting the big fibers coming off, and then I start getting more sawdust. And that was because the fibers were starting to tear as I was drilling deeper. So instead of putting a lot of pressure on there, just very little pressure, if any at all, to get that um, to get that bit in there. And you'll see on this one here the sawdust starting to come out. I really just eyeballed this because I didn't want it to be exact. I Usually I'm very precise on where I want to drill everything. And this one I just wanted it to be simple. I wanted it to be easy. So I'm just going to do a little bit of cleanup on the project, and then you'll see my solution to my drill bit size here. I had these from, I actually bought them for a recent project for, I don't know, 11, $12 or something like that. So went up, I'm just using a 50 grit drum on there. Sorry for the video. I didn't use the tripod, and next time, I'll make sure I do that to give a cool little effect for the video, but that was completely unintentional. So this is the finished project. I was going to put a finish on there, but I decided not to. I really wanted to make it just very basic and simple. My hands shaking. I think I forgot to eat lunch that day, so I think that's probably the reason. That's my excuse at least. So yeah, I'm just gonna get this lit, and that's really the final project. And you'll see that I didn't go any deeper than the metal of the tea lights, so that I don't have to worry about the candles burning the wood at all. But never leave a burning candle unattended, and just use common sense. So that's the project. I hope you enjoy it. Maybe you can go out and build something, but you can always join me at the Fight with Depression. If you have any suggestions or comments or feedback, let me know. Go to thefightwithdepression.com, and thanks for watching.